Good evening guys, your boy Vex here again, and we are back with the Aero League races for the final round of this season with the Tier 1 drivers, and it is going to go off tonight. We have got a massive battle at the top of the league between Marco and I think it was Viking Daddy, wasn't it? Obviously we're joining at the moment Viking Dog. I got it wrong again. Viking Dog, apologies. So Viking Dog and Marco, they're having a massive battle at the top of the league. I'm going to give you a quick rundown through the grid. If I can find the points. I'm sure I can find the points. So yes, before we go into qualifying, the updated stand-in. So at the top, BX Royal, he's on 276 points, and I believe that's Marco in second place with 257. Tap Shooter is there in third place with 173. Then we got Owen in fourth with 116. Sick Boy is in fifth with 108. That's your top five, but we are going to shortly get into qualifying and we will get into this. This is going to be an absolutely firing one, I'm sure. We are here at Mount Panorama Raceway, Baaaaaathhurst in Australia. Got to watch out for them kangaroos. We just had the notice there. BX has said that we're going to be starting soon, so obviously the guys are out having a bit of a practice now. They're trying to get the lines right around the track. And yeah, we shall shortly get into it. So I will have a quick refreshment and I will rejoin with comms very shortly once we get into qualifying. But I will leave you on board with Owen for the meantime as he continues this lap. Oh, and that's it, that's the lobby reset, so I believe we are going to get straight into qualifying now. So let's see who makes it out first. So we're actually on board with Marco at the moment. He's come out behind a few cars. We will try and find who is at the front of the pack. It looks at the moment like it may be Kyle. Doesn't look like there's anybody ahead of him at the moment. So yeah, Kyle was at the front of the pack as they start their out lap. Coming through turn 2, Forest Elbow. Up into 3. We're on the approach to the mountain now. The ascension into the mountain. Watch out for that UFO. Oh! Kyle actually clipped the barrier there. So we'll go on board with Alexav. I think this is a new guy here this evening. Maybe a debut here for Alexav. Still on his out lap, so he's not got to worry about that penalty. He's got Iggy following him as well in the hot tub time machine. I think Iggy might be able to get past him as he serves that penalty. We're going to go on board with Iggy, as I think he may be the first person to finish a flying lap. And it's always a spectacle to see the Volkswagen VGT on a lap. In fact, let's have a look who is here tonight. So we've got Iggy, we've got Alexav, we're just going to call him Alex. We've got Viking Dog, BX Royal in his Mercedes. We've got Marco there behind him. Marco is obviously in the Lexus. We've got Owen. Owen's the top 5 guy. He's there in the Porsche. Aero GT. Obviously, as you know by now, he's in the Ford GT. We've got Kyle there. Kyle had a bit of a mistake, didn't he, on his outlap? Let's hope he doesn't do that on his first flying lap. He's in the BRZ. Baaaaaathhurst, he's there in the second of the two. Genesis X Matteo. Matteo's there in the Aston Martin. We got Tieps in the M6. Andy Winters is in the other Mercedes AMG. I believe that's the 2016, is it? Or is it a new version? Chris, he's there in the new, that's the new version, isn't it? That's the 2018, I think it is, or the 2023 AMG SV5, maybe on a qualifying ban tonight. So he's sat in the pits currently. So we'll go on board with Iggy. He's on his first flying lap now. It's a nice line through there as he approaches. Well, he's on the approach now to Skyline. World famous. Let's see what sort of time he puts in for his first flyer. But we'll go on board. Let's go on board in the Hot Tub Time Machine. That's a great view, isn't it? In fact, this is Forest Elbow here. Onto the back straight. He's looking like he's absolutely on it at the moment. I think we're going to see some decent times here around Mount Panorama. As I say, the battle to watch will be between Marco and Viking Daddy, Viking Dog. So that'll be good. Obviously, we've got two races this evening. We've got a sprint race, which will determine the reverse grid for the feature, which is obviously a 40-minute endurance, as always. So first flying lap for Iggy, puts in a 2:016. I think that's going to be a hard one to beat. In fact, no, BX Will, he goes 2 tenths faster. He's done a 2 minutes 1:378. He's possibly picking up that slip of Viking Dog up ahead of him though. So currently BX Will, he's there on provisional pole. He's actually put in a purple sector again. As I say, possibly picking up that slipstream from Viking Dog. Viking Dog's going to want to be on it though. He's currently sat in third place, so Iggy is there in second place with a 2 minutes 1.6. Viking Dog's on a 2 minutes 2.025. Alex is currently in fourth place with a 2 minutes 2.187. Marco currently fifth with a 2 minutes 2.296. Owen currently on a 2 minute 2.933. And then Capolero is the first in the 203s. Chris is there with a 203.358. A bit squirrely there. Tieps is currently on a 203.3. Baaaaaathhurst with a 203.649. He's actually gone 3 tenths quicker there, so he should be putting in a better lap this time around. As long as he keeps it together. Andy Winters, he's currently 5 tenths, nearly 6 tenths up on his previous time, which is a 2 minutes 4.1, so he should be into the 2 minute 3s. Matteo currently on a 204.6. Kyle is on a 207.7, so yeah, that really hurt him, didn't it? I think maybe he's had another mistake on his first flying lap, so let's hope he manages to get a better time than that. And SV5 definitely on a quali ban for this evening. So BX is now out on a fresh set of softs. He's on an out lap at the moment. He's going to be looking to try and improve on that time. I think it could all still be changed yet. Obviously, as the track starts to evolve, as the guys put more rubber down the track, we'll start becoming faster. And you should know by now, it's your boy Vex, man. We've been doing comms now with ALR for a couple of seasons, and we're going to continue doing it. Formerly of Ultimate Racing League, that's right, I said it formally. I did leave them today due to creative differences, so I am actually free to race on a Sunday evening and possibly other days during the week. I think I've actually just signed up for Aero League Racing's F1 on a Sunday. So watch out for that one. So we're going to stay with BX because he's about to finish his out lap, and we want to see what his next flyer looks like. He's been nursing them tyres, you can tell. So here he goes. Down into turn one. Hard on the brakes, second gear. He's going to be looking to try and get a nice run up this first straight. Obviously, he's not going to be picking up that slipstream that he was from Viking Dog before, but he has put in a purple sector. 700ths faster than his previous sector. And he has been a bit of a force to be reckoned with all season, to be fair. BX is also up there. I think he's currently sat in third place, so there is a battle at the top between the top three. Not many points separating them. So BX, he has gone 2 whole tenths faster. Alexav actually not far behind him at the moment. 600ths off of BX's previous flying lap. But I think BX is going to prove this time round, isn't he? There you go, he's still 3 tenths up. I think it's definitely going to be a decent time, isn't it? I wonder if he's going to be able to get into the sub 2 minutes. Definitely on it at the moment is BX. So there we go, it's a 2 minute 898. And who's going to be the next person to be able to beat that? The closest person at the moment is this guy we're on board with at the moment, Alex. He's in the Genesis X. I did take it for a little spin the other day. I think I mentioned in one of the previous videos I hadn't driven it, so I took it for a spin and I was quite impressed. Not so great in the wet, but yeah, it's a decent car. It's got some power behind it. Nice introduction to GT7. I think we're going to get some new cars soon as well. I'm not entirely sure what they're going to be. I think there's a little bit of speculation about them. So yeah, he doesn't manage to improve at that time. So currently BX is still on provisional pole. This is the final lap of qualifying now. So will he get another flyer in? Will he be able to improve again? You never know. He is looking rapid around here tonight, around Mount Panorama. But currently he's still on provisional pole. Alex is in second place. We got Marco only 200ths behind him in third place. Iggy is a 10th off of that. Oh, and Viking Dog, he's gone up into second place. So Viking Dog, he's done what he needed to do. He's up there in second place. Will he be able to challenge BX for the lead of the race? It's going to be a tense one, isn't it? So Alex down to third place now. Marco is sat in fourth place currently. Iggy is sat in fifth place. We've got Owen in sixth. Keplero GT is seventh. Kyle eighth. Visaris is going to start in ninth. Chris will be 10th. Tieps 11th. Yeah, Tieps 11th. Andy Winters 12th. Matteo 13th currently. And SV5 will be starting at the back of the pack. I think that's it, guys. I think that's it for qualifying. I think all the guys are slowing down now, so we will shortly get into the sprint race. Which is a 15-minute race. And what a lap that was from BX. Nobody able to get within 4 tenths of him. That is a decent time. The closest time behind him was Viking Dog. So, just for clarification, BX did it 2 minutes 8:38. And Viking Dog not far behind with a 2 minutes 1:361. As you can see there on the right hand side of the screen, even I don't know my lefts and my rights tonight. On the right hand side of the screen, you can see the lap times there, and it is very close, isn't it? The top 5 all within a second of each other. And then Owen, the first of the 202s. Kyle currently in 8th with a 203. So this is it. 5 seconds until the first race of the evening starts. The sprint race. Nearly missing the race start there. That was a faux pas from me. I wasn't paying attention. Let's get the display up. And they are off. So we've missed the klaxon. We'll have a late klaxon anyway. Why not? Late klaxon. Final round. Let's go. So BX managing to keep that race lead into the first turn. Everybody behind getting a little bit congested. Viking Dog is all over his rear bumper at the moment. We've got Alex there as well. He's trying to make his way up there. Iggy currently in 4th place. He's holding off Marco behind him. In fact, he's managed to take that 4th place away from Marco, hasn't he? So Marco going to sit behind him as they come into turn 2. Oh, we got somebody in the background making a move there. I think it was Kyle going up the inside of Owen. Oh no, there's a bit of contact. Owen grazing the barrier there slightly. That's going to cost him. He's dropped down the order somewhat. And Iggy right onto the back of Alex now. Alex getting a bit twitchy in that Genesis. He's still got Marco to contend with as well. Kepalero now up to 6th place. So we got Andy Winters there in 7th. He's being challenged by Visaris. I think there was a little bit of contact there. Tieps has managed to follow him through as well. So Visaris up to 7th. Tieps is up to 8th. Andy Winters now down to 9th place. He's now under attack from Kyle. Kyle has been quite quick all season, hasn't he, in that BRZ when he's remained consistent. Was there a bit of contact there? I'm not too sure. He's managed to get through. So Andy Winters now dropping down to 11th place. Kyle is up to 9th. He's got Owen there as well. Andy Winters getting a little bit squirrely. No, SV5 has managed to get through. So SV5 coming all the way from the back of the pack. He's got through to 11th place currently. There's a bit of contact again between Chris and Andy Winters. Not sure what happened there. I think Matteo as well. Matteo really off on the back foot at the moment. He's all the way down on the back in 14th place. He doesn't seem to have been able to get to grips with that Aston at the moment so far, has he? And it doesn't look like he's really making any impact at the moment. So BX still currently your race leader. I think it's going to come down to tyre wear. I think tyre wear could be a factor, as it has been the last couple of rounds. So hopefully BX managing to hold on to them tyres. We've seen that I think the Corvette and the AMG that BX is in, they are kind of on par with tyre wear, so be interesting to see how that plays out. Iggy now up to 3rd place. He's free to challenge the top 2. He's also looked rapid all season, hasn't he, in the hot tub time machine. Looking to try and make an impact, maybe try and cause some shenanigans at the top of the table. I think he's currently sat in 4th or 5th in the standings, so I don't think he can take the whole championship win. I think that is definitely still between BX, Viking Dog and Marco. Marco currently down in 5th place at the moment, but he has been rapid, hasn't he? He seems to save his tyres and then comes alive towards the end of the race. So yeah, Iggy almost onto the back of Viking Dog now. He's still got Alex to contend with though. Alex is looking very fast, as I said, in that Genesis. He's going to follow him down the mountain, down into Forest Elbow, or they will be after this turn. So here we go, into Forest Elbow now, onto the back straight. Has he got the grunt to be able to get onto the back and maybe get past Iggy? He's not got to worry about Marco at the moment. Marco is too far back to be able to go for a lunge, but that may close up as they come down to what I would say was the last hard braking zone of the track. Although the final turn, you're down to 2nd gear, but you're not really braking that hard for it, are you? And they all get through there unscathed that time round. to finish lap 2. And Marco, he has closed up somewhat, hasn't he? So yeah, he is definitely closing that gap. I do think he is probably saving them tyres, as I said. So the top 5 seem to have formed a bit of a train at the moment. At the moment, Capellero GT currently 6th place. He's got Baaaaaathhurst behind him in 7th. Baaaaaathhurst has got Tieps. Tieps giving him a flash of the lights there. Tieps wants that 7th position. I think we're going to have to go on board with Tieps for a minute. Maybe Tieps is going to be close enough to go for a move into turn 2. What can he do? Can he brake later? No, he's not close enough that time round. He has closed that gap up though. And he's looking very strong at the moment in that M6, so maybe able to make an impact, maybe able to take that position away from Baaaaaathhurst. It does become a bit of a procession on the ascension to the mountain. I think maybe the move may come on the descent. Let's hope no kangaroos jump out in front of anyone tonight. You never want to see that kangaroo on the road, it does put you off for sure. Oh no, I think Capellero, I think he's seen the first kangaroo, he's into the wall. So Capellero dropping down the order now. That's allowed Baaaaaathhurst up to 6th place. So Tieps still following him with 7th in that M6. Did Baaaaaathhurst graze the wall there? Coming through Forest Elbow, not too sure. He might have done. With that dull as momentum coming down the straight, will Tieps be close enough to go for a move into the next hard braking zone? It looks like he's got the momentum now at the moment, doesn't it? He's having a look. Baaaaaathhurst covering off that inside. Will he be close enough? So no, not quite close enough that time round. He's just going to sit behind him for the meantime. I think he's trying to pressure him into a mistake at the moment. He is all over his bumper, isn't he? Absolutely pushing him along, hanging off of his gearbox. I think... will he go for a move into turn 1? So no, he's thought better of it that time round. So Owen, 8th place currently. Kyle behind him in 9th. We've got SV5 is 10th. Andy Winters at 11th. Chris is there in 12th. Capellero there in 13th. And Matteo. I think Matteo definitely suffering with some issues with that car again this week. Unfortunately, I think he's going to be binning that one off, isn't he? Getting a new car for the new season. Perhaps sacking his engineers as well, not too sure. But BX still out in the front. He's still leading the race at the moment. He's got a comfortable lead as well. He's definitely a couple of seconds ahead of Viking Dog at the moment. In fact, he's a 1 whole second, 1.1, 1.2. Currently the fastest man on track at the moment with a 2 minutes 1:2:31. Alright Ben, Owlin Jimmy, nice to see you mate. Welcome along to the stream. Good to have you on board. So BX still 1.1 seconds ahead of Viking Dog. Viking Dog trying all he can at the moment. Oh, it looks like he's there. Actually no, they are on par with tyre wear. I think BX may be using a slight bit more of that rubber at the moment than Viking, but we've seen how quick Viking is in that Corvette, so maybe still able to go for a move. I think it's going to come down to the feature though, isn't it? The endurance strategy is always key there, and the top boys almost always having the best strategies, seeming to be able to pull them off. Looking after the tyres and the fuel. It looked like Iggy dipping a wheel on the grass there, but he's managed to keep it going. He wants to try and close that gap now to Viking Dog. He's 1.1 behind Viking Dog. He's managed to create a gap now though to Alex. Alex is 1.1 seconds behind him. And Marco now closing that gap to Alex. I said it would come, didn't I? I said he comes rapid towards the end of the race. Looking after them tyres for the first half, and I think this is where we're going to start to see him push. He started closing that gap up. It was a second when I went on board. It's now down to 9.5. In fact, as they come up the hill, it's just gone up a little bit, but I do think that will come back down as they descend the hill again. And darkness has descended around Baaaaaathhurst. Let's hope that doesn't throw any spanners in the works for anyone. I did say, didn't I? I thought that Marco may start closing that gap as they come back down the hill again, and he's managing to keep it consistent. I think he will close that gap again, but he has got a nice gap over Baaaaaathhurst now. Baaaaaathhurst is 8 whole seconds behind. He's trying to chip into that gap, but at the moment he's not picking up the slip of anyone, and he's got to go defensive against Tieps, who's there behind him, only 5 tenths behind. So Tieps, he is having a good outing, isn't he, in that M6. He seemed to have come alive towards the latter half of the season in the M6. As I've mentioned many times before, one of my favourite cars from GT Sport, and I do enjoy it on GT7 as well. It is a good all-round car. Kyle still holding on to 8th place at the moment in that BRZ. He is 1.5 off the back of Tieps, 1.6. But managing to keep that gap fairly consistent. If he can start picking up that slipstream, he may be able to go for a move. Watch this space. Owen down to 9th now. Normally up there in the top 5, isn't he, as Owen? But maybe that Porsche not too comfortable around Mount Panorama. But again, you never know. Watch this space. Maybe he's waiting for the feature race to try and make an impact. Not too worried about the sprint, probably. Possibly. Who knows? I don't know what he's thinking. I can't get into his mind. Andy Winters, currently in 10th place. Looks like he's used quite a lot of that rubber already. Although we're 11 minutes in now, so we've got 4 minutes left of this sprint. Chris, he was a little bit on the back foot at the start, wasn't he? He dropped a few places, still currently in 11th place. 1.6 seconds off the back of Andy Winters. He will be starting towards the front of the pack though, if this is where he finishes. SV5 is in 12th. 1 second off the back of Chris, and then Aero GT all the way down in 13th now. We saw him, he saw that kangaroo, didn't he? Tried to avoid the kangaroo, went into the barrier. That was unlucky, Aero, but that Ford GT does look beautiful around here in the dark, doesn't it? You've got to give it up for that. Matteo, come on Matteo, you can close that gap, I'm sure. He'll be starting on pole, it looks like at the moment, for the feature race. 19.3 seconds off the back of Aero GT. So we'll go back on board with the race leader. It is still BX. He's still managing to stay ahead of Viking Dog. Viking Dog try as he might. He's not managed to close that gap, has he? Oh no, BX! BX, has he had a moment? And look, he almost went into the barrier on the inside there. Perhaps he wanted to go and wave to his pit crew, I'm not too sure. But that gap has come down now, hasn't it? It's down to a second. Let's hope that tyre wear not affecting him too much. Behind, we have got Viking Dog, now under pressure from Iggy. Iggy looking for the move, he's going to try and go around the long way round. Viking Dog holding the inside, into turn 2. Oh, and they go around there side by side. Brilliant driving from these two, but Iggy, thought better of it, he's backed out. He's going to keep maintaining that slipstream of Viking Dog up ahead of him. I do think Iggy is looking like he's got the pace to be able to go for a move, and he's got the rubber as well. He's got the rubber advantage. Definitely been saving that grip, hasn't he? Saving that rubber. Conserving them tyres. Not having to bail any water out this evening. Alex still 1.2 seconds behind Iggy, 1.3, so dropping off the back of him now. Still with Marco to contend with. Marco not able to get past him just yet. I did think you see the move come. He has closed that gap. What can he do? Matteo is retired. And then the gap between Marco and Baaaaaathhurst behind him is now 10 seconds. Marco and Alex though, can he get the move done into this next hard braking zone? I think he may be sizing it up. We're going to have to check back on board with Iggy. Is Iggy still on the back of Viking? He is. He's still 4 tenths off of him. Pushing him along now. As I say, he has definitely got the grip advantage. Definitely looked after his tyres a little bit better. I think these guys are going to be able to get one more lap. And they are, so BX, he's going to cross the start-finish line for the 7th time, start lap 8 into turn 1. He's got that gap back up to 1.4 seconds, so nice bit of breathing space now to Viking Dog. And that is because Viking Dog is defending furiously against Iggy. Iggy looking very fast around here, around Mount Panorama. We saw him in practice. He was looking very quick, wasn't he? Oh, and he's going for a move again, round the long way round. He's going to get it done this time round. Oh, almost side by side again through turn 2. Viking Dog, he's come out ahead again. As I say, Viking Dog defending furiously. He's defending like his life depends on it. He knows his championship depends on it as well, doesn't he? He's got to finish ahead of Marco. Both races, I believe. It's going to come down to the wire. Very tense this evening. Although BX currently in first place. What is that going to do for him? I think he's currently sat in 3rd place. We're going to have a look at the standings again. So, standings. Oh, that's the Spec Series. That's not the one that I wanted. And this is now the final lap. And it's looking like Viking Dog has done enough to keep that gap. Ah, here we go. This is the one, isn't it? Tier 1, Season 10. So, yeah, Viking Dog is at the top at the moment with 231 points. He has only got a 6-point lead over Sakura, who is Marco in 2nd place. And there's 26 points between Marco and BX, so is BX going to be able to make an impact? Iggy not far behind in 4th place. He's on 189. There's a 42 point deficit between him and the lead, so trying to make an impact and maybe take 3rd place. But that was it. So BX finishes in 1st place, Viking Dog 2nd, Iggy is 3rd, Alex is 4th, Marco 5th, Basaris is going to finish 6th, Tiebs will finish in 7th place, Kyle's there in 8th, no, Kyle dropping down to 9th place, Owen takes 8th, Kyle 9th, Chris 10th, Andy Winters is going to finish 11th, SP5 is 12th, and Keplero GT bringing up the rear in 13th. And obviously we had the retirement as well from Matteo, so unlucky to Matteo there. Well, that was the sprint race, guys, and we are going to get into the feature race very shortly. And wait for this feature race to start. I think we're going to get a lobby reset first, so it probably will chuck us back out and back into it. But what a cracking race there again from BX. As I said, he's had a great season, hasn't he? In fact, all the guys having a great season, haven't they? Everybody's, I'm sure, been enjoying the race, and there's been some shenanigans aplenty. We've caught some of the shenanigans, haven't we? And it's been great to watch. Been a great season to commentate on as well. And as I say, as I've actually got Sundays free now, I will be potentially racing in the Aero League Racing's F1 series on a Sunday, so keep your eye out for that one. And I think some of you will be pleased to hear that I am here for the foreseeable future with the Aero League racers, doing the commentary on a Monday night. Can I get a cheer? Anyone going to cheer for me? No, that wasn't even a clap. That wasn't a cheer or nothing. So the room is now being prepared. As I say, the lobby has been reset, so I think this is going to be it. Once the race starts, this will be the feature race. Where is trying to line up the klaxon once again. We'll try and get the klaxon for the start of the race this time. I will pay attention, lads, I promise. Now we get the information up. We like to see that information. So if you're new to GT7, the information you can see on the screen there, you've got the drivers up in the top left. We have the track map in the top right. We've also got a track map bottom right as well, but the top one's obviously better. You've got your tyre indicator on the bottom left, as well as your moisture indicator, or the moisturometer. That's a phrase I coined myself. Ba-dum. And yeah, we're waiting for the feature race to get underway, and it is going to be a fiery one, I'm sure. Obviously BX, he took the win, didn't he, in the sprint race, so he'll be starting right at the back of the pack. Viking Dog will be just ahead of him, and then I think it was Iggy, wasn't it? Will be just ahead of Viking Dog. Obviously a reverse grid, as always, for the feature. And hello viewers, welcome along. As I say, if you didn't know by now, I'm your boy Vexed, it's Vexman, and we are here with the Aero League Racing's Tier 1 drivers in the final round of Season 10 around Baaaaaathhurst. I think Iggy is just out on track watch at the moment. He's trying to make sure that there is no kangaroos on track. We saw Aero have that moment, didn't he, and tried to avoid the kangaroo, not wanting to kill the wildlife, and ended up into the barrier. That was unlucky for Aero. But what a sight to behold, that Ford GT around a very dark Mount Panorama. One of the cars that stands out a little bit more because of that lighting that they have on the Aero there. Viking Dog just out on a sighting lap. Who's... so Marco on the approach to where the UFO has been seen on more than one occasion. I'm not sure if we'll catch a glimpse of it tonight, but the truth is out there. He's also looking to try and take the win in this championship. Currently sat in second place. And if someone in the chat can help me out, if they can help me tot up the points towards the end of the feature, then we can probably announce the winner. I'm just here to waffle, I'm not here to add up points. As I'm sure you can appreciate. I'll try and do my best next season to, I'll get a calculator or something, you know, just to help me out. Oh, Marco there. Nice little slide, so maybe getting ready now for the feature. It's going to kick off anytime soon, isn't it? This is going to be a fiery one, guys. Don't be afraid, viewers. If you want to say something in the chat, you're more than welcome to. I appreciate the interactions. It makes doing the streams a lot easier. We've had some great people along throughout the season. So yeah, this feature is definitely going to be an interesting one. It's going to get underway very soon. Oh, and in fact, Aero GT is out on track at the moment, so let's have a look at him. Look at that car. Look how beautiful that is. It looks like it belongs in an art gallery or something, doesn't it? With that lighting. Why can't we have that sort of lighting on all the cars? Absolutely beautiful machine. You're definitely going to see him coming as well, aren't you, in your rear views. You're not just going to see the headlights, but you're going to see that blue glow. Oh no, he's found the kangaroo again. Aero. You don't want to do that in the feature race, buddy. Please don't do that in the feature race. Maybe it's a little bit of a handful as they come down through the mountain. Obviously, with the weight changes, the car's going to be going through a lot of different loads. And maybe the Ford GT just a little bit twitchy through that sector, so perhaps he's going to have to be careful. So we just had the announcement in the messages on the left there. BX has said we're going to be starting soon. Obviously, this final round should have taken place last week, but the lobbies were down. Can anyone ask Geordie if the lobbies are down? Are the lobbies running properly tonight, Geordie? That was some banter, wasn't it, in the chat? Absolutely hilarious. Did keep me entertained that evening. Oh, it was Pyro, wasn't it? Pyro, were the lobbies working? So Aero lining up on pole for this feature race. So Matteo not actually making it back for the feature. I think he's just binned the car off for the season. Pyro with the servers down. Oh, there he is. We missed it again. We missed the bloody klaxon. There he is. The klaxon sounded. They're off. So Aero, he's going to maintain that first place as they come into turn one. He's got SV5 to contend with in the M6. That is a great looking machine as well, isn't it? The BMW M6. Not quite close enough to go for a move into turn two, but he's going to have to be careful. Andy Winters is sizing him up now, going for a move up the inside. Is he going to get it done? He wasn't quite close enough that time around. He had to back out. He's got Chris with him as well. Chris is there in fourth place. Kyle is in fifth. Kyle looking to try and get that move done on Chris, maybe. Oh, he had a look up the inside there, but the gap closed. Chris closing the door on him. Owen currently sat in sixth place. Bit of a gap to Tieps. A second worth of gap to Tieps, although he is maintaining that gap. Visaris there in 8th place. Marco now in 9th. Alex is 10th. Iggy 11th. Viking Dog 12th. And BX in 13th. Let's see how quickly them guys manage to make it through to the front. So Aero, can he keep it? Keep it consistent as he comes down the mountain. He got a little bit of a twitch there into Forest Elbow, but he's managed to keep it clean, so that time round he's done alright. He's actually got a nice gap now to SV5, 2.3 seconds to be precise, and that is getting bigger. Will he be able to hold on to them tyres though? I think tyre wear is definitely going to be a factor in this feature race. Obviously being a 40-minute endurance. How long can he make them softs last? 2.9, 3.2 seconds now the gap. So Andy Winters moving through to second place. He managed to get that move done on SV5. SV5 trying to look to come back against him, but he's also going to lose that position, is he, to Chris? No, Chris has gone deep. Chris has gone deep. He's on the gravel. He's lost a few positions. He's down to sixth place now as Chris. So SV5, he's going to be holding off Owen. Owen's now up to fourth place with Tieps behind him in fifth. Look at that gap that Aero's got now, though. He's running away with it, isn't he? He's scampering off up the road, trying to make the most of that clean air. So Tieps there in fifth place, and a bit of a gap now between him and Kyle. Kyle looking like he's under pressure from Chris behind him in the AMG. So Chris currently 7th place. Baaaaaathhurst behind him, holding off Marco in 9th, and Iggy up to 10th place now. So Iggy and Viking Dog having a battle in the background there as well. Viking Dog managing to get a move done on Iggy as they're side by side as they come up the mountain. I think Viking Dog, oh no, so the top three guys in an absolute battle at the moment. They have locked horns. Iggy has come off better out of that for the meantime. BX Royal has managed to get past Viking Dog as well. Viking Dog down to 12th now. BX is up to 11th. Iggy is up to 10th place. And BX still looking for that move against Iggy. He's going to get through here. I don't think this is a wise place to go for a move, but he's trying it anyway. He's a brave man, is BX. We've seen him try some very brave moves, haven't we, throughout the season. Fair play to him, though. He seems to be able to pull them off nicely. And Alex down to 13th place now. So Aero GT is still your race leader. He's got a 5-second gap now over the rest of the field. We saw his teammate do it before, didn't we? His teammate managed to pull out a nice gap, but then I think it was Ben, wasn't it? Yes, Ben. Ben not here this evening, but we did see that Ford GT does suffer quite badly with the tyre wear, doesn't it? The tyre deg is definitely a factor with this car. So I think Aero, even though he's managed to create that gap, he's probably going to start nursing his tyres. So Andy Wint is still 2nd place. Not really managing to close that gap yet. He's got a nice bit of a gap though to SV5, who is definitely going to be in his slipstream though. SV5 only 7/10ths behind. Tieps now up to 4th place. Tieps is 1.4 seconds behind. Then we've got Owen 5th, Chris is 6th, and then I think Baaaaaathhurst just managing to get the move done there on Kyle. No, Kyle, has he managed to save it? He has. He had a massive moment into turn 2. He's dropped down the order. Iggy's managed to get past him. BX has managed to get past him. So Iggy up to 8th place now. He's messing with the time space continuum again in that hot tub time machine. BX is there in 9th place. Alex managed to get through to 10th. Kyle down to 11th now. And Viking Dog, what happened to Viking? Viking down in 12th place. And Marco in 13th. Why is Marco in 13th? Come on, Marco. What happened? So not too sure what happened to Marco. I think it's not all over for him yet though. I think he'll be able to make an impact still. As I say, I think he's one of the better guys at looking after his tyres. Or maybe the Lexus as well, very good on tyres. But yeah, he's got a 3-second gap now to Viking Dog. Viking Dog trying to get that move done on Kyle through Forest Elbow, not quite managing to get it done, but he is hanging off his gearbox now. He's going to get a move done, isn't he? Down this straight, surely he'll be able to get past him, will he? Kyle still furiously defending. What will he be able to do? Coming down into the next hard braking zone. He's got the line for it, hasn't he? He's on the inside. Hopefully there's not going to be contact. If Viking Dog ends up on the grass, that's going to be bad news for him. And he manages to get it done. Great move there from Viking Dog. He managed to get that move done. He set it up from Forest Elbow, managing to pull alongside on the inside down to the next hard braking zone and got that move to stick. Kyle unable to answer him at the moment. So Alex is there in 10th place. Baaaaaathhurst is 9th. And Alex and Baaaaaathhurst. Alex looking for a move on Baaaaaathhurst. The two Genesis teammates. Oh, and he's got it done. Alex managing to get it done. He's got that move to stick. Baaaaaathhurst is going to move down to 10th place. Alex is up to 9th. So BX and Iggy currently up to 8th and 7th. Crap. I can't believe I've just had my thing muted. I hope I've not been muted for too long. I think I muted it, didn't I? Because I had a coughing fit. Hopefully I haven't been muted for too long, but it is getting very tense, isn't it? So we've got BX Royal is in first place. He's 2.8 seconds ahead of Iggy, who has just managed to get a move done on Keplero GT. So Keplero, he looked really strong, didn't he, in the first stint, but he's now on the mediums, maybe on the back foot somewhat. Apologies for muting myself and not realising that I'd been on mute for a couple of minutes. We're 28 minutes in now. We've got 12 minutes to go of this race. So BX has taken maximum points, hasn't he, in the sprint race, and it's looking like he might be on for maximum points here in the feature, so I'm not sure how that stands for the championship. I don't know if he can take the win in the championship, but possibly moving up to second place. I think Viking Dog may be doing just enough at the moment to clinch the championship. He's still ahead of Marco. I think Marco needed to finish ahead of him to be able to take the win. Iggy now 3.3 seconds off the back of BX. Keplero now under pressure from Viking Dog. Viking Dog's going to get that move done. Yeah, and he gets it done easily. Textbook there from Viking Dog. So Keplero now down to fourth place. Can he come back against Viking Dog though? I think he knows, doesn't he, that the guys at the front, they are fighting for the championship. I can't quite remember where Keplero is in the standings, but I don't think he's going to make him fight too hard. Although it looks like he's coming back now against Viking Dog. Viking Dog showing him the long way round. Can he get a move done around the outside as he comes into turn two? Not quite. So Viking Dog will hold on to that third place. As I say, maybe doing just enough to be crowned Season 10 champion. If somebody in the chat could help me out, that would be great. But Keplero in that beautiful Ford GT, he's dropped to fourth place now. He was race leader for the whole of the first half of the race, wasn't he? Until he pitted. Absolutely cracking first stint from Keplero. Obviously, we saw he had that incident, didn't we, with a kangaroo in the sprint race. Slightly grazing the barrier there. We saw some sparks flying up. That's a great introduction, isn't it, to GT7. We love all the sparks and stuff that we see flying about and the particle effect. Great stuff. So Tieps is currently in 5th place. He's 8 seconds off the back of Aero. He is holding Marco up at the moment, so I don't think Marco's going to be able to make an impact on the top of the table. Obviously, I said it was very close, wasn't it, between him and Viking Dog, but he needs to finish ahead of Viking Dog, I think, to clinch the championship. Viking Dog obviously finishing ahead of him in the sprint race, and he's currently ahead of him. He's up to 3rd place in this feature race, so maybe doing just enough at the moment to be crowned season 10 champion. I'm not sure if that Lexus just hasn't been as great as it has been in previous rounds around here tonight. Marco definitely looking hungry for the win, but unable to make an impact at the moment, although he has closed that gap right up to Tieps now. Can he get the move done? Once he gets past Tieps, there will only be one car between him and the Viking Dog, so the battle will well and truly be on. And he's managed to get a move done into turn 2. He went up the inside, getting it done nicely. No contact there. There was plenty of room between the two guys. I think Tieps also knows that Marco is also in a fight for the championship, so not fighting too hard there. So down to 6th now. He's got Alex 1.2 seconds behind him, 1.1 second. So Alex is starting to close up to Tieps now. Maybe Alex can also make up another position or two, as we see sparks flying everywhere. Chris is up to 8th. We got Owen 3.2 seconds off the back of Chris in 9th. Visaris 2.2 seconds off the back of Owen. Kyle is 4 seconds off the back of Visaris. Everybody has got their pit stops done now as well. Andy Winters 9.8 off the back of Kyle, and SV5 all the way down in 13th place now. 6.9 seconds off the back of Andy. So BX still your race leader currently. 2.5 seconds is the lead he has over the rest of the pack. Still the current fastest lap of a 2 minutes 1.278. But is it enough to topple the top 2? I'm not too sure. I think maybe he can move up to 2nd place in the championship. I think at the moment Viking Dog doing just enough to hold on to that 1st place. And what a drive Iggy's had tonight as well in that hot tub time machine. Currently in 2nd place, 2.3 seconds off the back of BX Royal, and he's looking to try and take that fastest lap away. He's just put in a purple sector. Nearly 2 tenths faster than the current fastest 1st sector. Six minutes left now of this feature race. Viking Dog now 4.1 seconds behind Iggy. But he's also crucially got a 5.4 second gap over Aero GT, who is currently keeping Marco 6.4 seconds behind him. So Marco has got his work cut out on them softs to try and make an impact. Currently up into the top 5, but I think he can see the championship slipping through his fingers at the moment. Obviously only a 6-point gap between him and Viking Dog at the top. Come on, Marco. He is chipping into that gap though, isn't he, to Aero GT, but he has, I think he's got to pass Viking Dog. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough though. I think maybe he might have had to take the win in this feature race to be able to clinch the championship. As I say, I think Viking Dog may be doing just enough at the moment. Marco keeping that gap consistent to Alex behind him, 1.6 seconds exactly. Alex in the first of the 2 Genesis X's. His teammate is down at the back of the field now, I think. think that's where he was, wasn't it? TX has had a great run in that M6 this season as well, currently in 7th place. He's 2.3 seconds off the back of Alex. Chris is still in 8th. Looking like he's going to come under attack from Owen now. Owen is starting to close that gap. He's only half a second behind. What can Owen do in the dying stages of this race? Can he close that gap and get the move done on Chris? He's actually putting a purple sector there as well, so maybe able to steal the fastest lap off of BX. I think we're going to have to go back on board. I think everyone's settled down, haven't they? There's not really any close battles at the moment. So BX still the race leader, but look at his tyre wear. He's suffering from extreme tyre wear at the moment, and it's looking like Iggy may be able to close that gap even more so. He looked after his tyres really well in the sprint race, didn't he, did Iggy? And it's looked like he's got the grip advantage again. Still 4.6 seconds ahead of Viking Dog. Can he close that gap to BX? Will BX make a mistake? Will that tyre deg become a factor in this final round? Also, again, apologies for not realising that I had myself muted for a short while. Hopefully it wasn't too long. I'm glad I actually managed to notice. So Iggy is now closing that gap. He's down to a second behind BX. We're going to go on board with him as he is closing that gap. He's actually putting a purple sector there through the first sector, 2 tenths faster than the current. Oh, he has a bit of a twitch. He's going to be starting to pick up that dirty air now off of BX. Firmly in the slipstream range though. I think BX is going to be starting to sweat now. He knows that he's got quite severe tyre wear on that SLS AMG. And I think he probably knows that Iggy has probably got the grip advantage at the moment, but he's still managing to keep that gap fairly consistent. He's trying to stretch it up to a second again. What can he do? Through Skyline. Downhill. They're coming down the mountain again. It's got a little bit twitchy there for Iggy, but he's still keeping well within that slipstream range. Into Forest Elbow for the 19th time. Oh, and Iggy actually with damage. He's got damage on the front of that car. Is that going to disappear anytime soon? That will impact him slightly. That is going to be affecting his aero. And you can see there, BX managing to stretch that gap again to a second. But Iggy's so good on the brakes. He's managed to close it back up again. Down to 8 tenths. 7 tenths. Bit of a twitch on the exit of the final turn. Start lap 20 now. 1 minute left of this race. BX now defending for dear life. Iggy, I think Iggy, he's going to get a move done, isn't he? He's got the run. BX is going to have to hold it. Oh, he didn't do it. I thought BX was going to hold the inside line. Well, hold the inside of the track. He should have just parked it in the middle of the road. That's what I would have done, BX. So these guys, the top 5, are going to get through to do a victory lap. So Alex finishes in 6th place. We've got TX in 7th. Visaris is in 8th. Owen will finish in 9th place. Chris is going to bring home that 10th place. SV5, he will finish in 11th. Andy Winters is going to bring home 12th place. Kyle will finish in 13th. And Iggy's taking the race lead. He's up into 1st place. I'm not sure how this will affect the final standings. I think Viking Dog may be doing just enough to clinch the championship. But absolutely cracking racing from Iggy this evening. He's been looking rapid all night, hasn't he? Absolutely cracking racing from all the guys. Kudos to everyone. It's been an absolutely cracking season. I almost swore then. It's been an absolutely cracking season from these guys. Been a pleasure to commentate. And yeah, BX, his right-hand side tyres are absolutely dead now. He's not going to be able to retake that race lead, is he? So I think we're going to have to go on board with Iggy. As he comes through the final sector, he's coming up to the approach to the final turn now. Well done, Iggy, mate. That's another win under the belt. Absolutely cracking finish to that feature race. Iggy first place. BX is going to take second. Viking Dog third. And I think that's enough to be crowned Season 10 Tier 1 champion. Marco, he's managed to get that move done at the end there. Past Kepler GT, he's up to 4th place. He's going to finish in 4th place as well. And Kepler GT, he's had a cracking out in this evening as well. He's going to finish in 5th. So we had Iggy second. Well, you saw the standings, didn't you? I read them out at the end there. The standings at the side there have gone a little bit crazy. So yeah, I think that was it, guys. That was the feature race, and I think it's safe to say, call me out if I got it wrong, but I think a Viking Dog is going to be crowned Season 10 Tier 1 champion. Is BX going to finish in 2nd place? And Marco in 3rd? Not too sure. You'll have to wait and see. Check the Discord for the final standings. What a season it's been, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed having me along for the commentaries. And I will be back again in a season's time when the season starts again. I've been your boy Vexed. Good night.